What's up, dudes? Max here, and some fairly interesting news has popped up on the Capcom front over the last couple of weeks, and especially confirmed today, and it's talking about their next-gen developments with their next generation of games and titles that'll be coming out exclusively on next-generation platforms. The first one we know of so far is Deep Down, an exclusive PlayStation title that is essentially free to play in an online game, but has no confirmed release date outside of Japan yet, and looks fairly interesting and kind of a follow-up to Dragon's Dogma, games like that. What I'm kind of excited about is the fact that Phanta Ray looks really good. It's performing very well so far, even though we have not seen it actually in person and running on system yet. But there's another thing that's a little disappointing about this, and that the Phanta Ray engine is a completely new graphics engine. It's something that is entirely different than everything they've worked on in the past and isn't kind of like a natural extension. It was, for what I understand, built from the ground up to take advantage of next-generation hardware capabilities. And the previous generation hardware graphics engine that Capcom used pretty predominantly throughout almost all of their games, or a very large majority of them minus like Street Fighter, was called MTFramework. And some of the older games that MTFramework ran really good. Like, in my opinion, MTFramework was actually the greatest graphics engine of the previous generation, especially for consoles. If you ran games on PC with MTFramework, considering like Resident Evil 5 or Devil May Cry 4, Lost Planet 2, these games looked freaking phenomenal on PC. Seriously, the graphics in these games and the overall engine itself was friggin' amazing, and I'm only disappointed that the engine was not like outsourced to other companies or something like that, because it was really freaking good. Another interesting and kind of disheartening thing about them only working on Phanta Ray as far as their graphics engine is the fact that the Marvel vs. Capcom series was established on MTFramework, or at least the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 series. So how the game works, the graphics engine, the programming language, and stuff like that is all on MTFramework, and they're ditching that. And a lot of people really do like the Marvel 3 engine. There's been a lot of rumors and a lot of talk and a lot of people asking for Marvel 3 engine style of a game to come out for Capcom's next game, to take like the graphic style of the characters that were in Marvel 3, because they were fairly well stylized, and in my opinion, Marvel 3 characters and the overall world and look and feel of how Marvel 3 is as a game feels a lot better than a game like Street Fighter 4, which is made off Taito hardware, which is something that technically was just like Windows XP graphics engine, technically. Either way, this engine that actually fueled Marvel 3 is going away. So essentially what it means is that, yes, the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 engine is going to be gone for next generation, and I'm a little upset by that. Not just for the fact that we're losing the Marvel 3 engine that fueled that game and could potentially do a lot more in the future. It's technically gone now, and we have to get something completely new. This seems like really bad news, but there has been other recent details that came out from Capcom that they realize North America Capcom faces fierce competition in the home video game market, and they're going to continue to put out high-powered content. They also intend to enhance our marketing and game development capabilities for next-generation consoles and develop games which attract more users. So hopefully this doesn't include a huge variety of mobile games, because we already know they're really working on their mobile games department, and we know it's going to be an upgrade of the Phanta Ray engine as was established with a later quote that they recently put out. He admitted that Capcom is already pushing ahead with the development of some unannounced games using the Phanta Ray engine and the same one that's making Deep Down. So that's a good thing. It means Capcom is taking the next generation of consoles seriously, because we actually thought they weren't. All things considered, Deep Down was the only game that we knew Capcom was working on, and while it was graphically impressive, it is currently a free-to-play, Japanese-only released game for next-generation systems, and that's not actually a good idea. I only hope that some of these considerations in the future are going to be fighting games. I like that they're actually looking at North America, that they're focusing on someplace outside of Japan, because focusing on Japan with Japanese companies has been a pretty big problem in the past, and they kind of are stuck in the bubble. And the fact that they're talking about other markets, these markets outside that are much bigger than the Japanese, European markets, are going to get some attention, which is very good, because these markets kind of fuel the world and stuff like that. Either way, they're going to be made in Phanta Ray. All I want to say is thank God for the MTFramework engine. That thing was freaking spectacular for the previous console generation, and even for the games that currently run it on PC. You can go get Lost Planet 2, Resident Evil 5, and Devil May Cry 4 on Steam, and if you put those things on max graphics settings, it actually will not take that much, and those games look freaking fantastic, even still to this day. Let me know what you guys think about MTFramework. Were you already familiar with this graphics engine? Were you happy with the way it performed in the previous generation? Or are you glad that Capcom is taking a step in a different direction and going with a completely new engine to make whatever games they're making in the future. Dude, I only hope that those are some fighting games that they're considering for the North American market. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. My name is Maximilian, and we'll be back as soon as possible with more information about the future of Capcom games.